The Fehmarnbelt serves as a vital trade artery, connecting Scandinavia with mainland Europe.
However, for decades, it has acted as a costly and time-consuming bottleneck, actively slowing down the economic engine of an entire continent. The ultimate dream was to establish a high-speed motorway and railway link that could slash the crossing time from a tedious 45-minute journey down to a mere 7 minutes. The first and most obvious approach to crossing a strait is to build over it. Engineers initially designed a magnificent, record-breaking bridge intended to conquer the sea. However, the seabed itself harbored a fatal flaw. The ground was far too soft and unstable to support the colossal weight of the bridge towers. Constructing a bridge of that immense scale, in that specific location, would have been a disaster waiting to happen. The first solution was completely impossible.
If you cannot go over the water, the logical next step is to go under it.
The second proposed solution was a traditional bored tunnel. Planners drew up a strategy to deploy two of the largest tunnel boring machines ever built to drill directly beneath the waves. Yet again, the geology fought back. The soft clay of the seabed was littered with massive, unpredictable boulders, creating an absolute nightmare for a TBM. Striking just a single hard boulder could obliterate the machine's cutting head, trapping it beneath the earth forever. Despite billions of dollars spent in development, both conventional plans were entirely defeated by the region's geological realities before a single piece of steel was even laid. The crossing appeared to be an impossible puzzle, with no viable solution. If going over the water is impossible, and tunneling through the seabed is unworkable, how do you cross? The answer lies in an unprecedented approach. In Denmark, engineers constructed the largest facility of its kind in the world. Instead of manufacturing cars or consumer goods, this mega factory builds a tunnel, piece by massive piece. Each individual segment is a hollow concrete leviathan, comparable in scale to a skyscraper, lying on its side. The plan is as audacious as it is simple. Build the tunnel sections on land, float them out to sea, and sink them to the ocean floor. This method has never been attempted on such a massive scale. It stands as the largest immersed tunnel project in human history, demanding a level of manufacturing precision that borders on the unbelievable. Before the factory could even begin production, the seabed itself had to be prepared. An 18-kilometer-long trench needed to be carved into the seafloor with pinpoint accuracy. This monumental task required the world's most advanced dredging vessels, operated by the most highly skilled crews. The massive amounts of sand, clay, and rock removed from the trench were not wasted. They were repurposed to build a completely new island, creating hundreds of hectares of new land dedicated to nature and public recreation. Furthermore, the trench is much more than a simple ditch. To support the immense weight of the tunnel, a perfectly level gravel foundation had to be laid. This was achieved using massive, GPS-guided robotic screeds, working under extreme pressure, 40 meters below the surface. The beating heart of the project is the Danish factory, which, for a few years, operated as one of the most advanced manufacturing sites on Earth. Its purpose is to produce 89 colossal sections, each serving as a self-contained block of the final tunnel. The construction of a section begins with a highly complex web comprising thousands of tons of reinforced steel. Robotic precision is used to weld thousands of joints, ensuring the framework possesses the exact strength required to withstand the crushing pressure of the sea. This dense rebar cage provides essential tensile strength, preventing the concrete from cracking under immense stress. Once the steel skeleton is finalized, a precisely engineered mold, known as the formwork, is securely locked into place. This triggers the most intense phase of the entire operation, the pour. For 72 continuous hours, a bespoke concrete mixture flows without stopping. Even a single pause could completely compromise the section. This special mix is meticulously formulated to resist corrosive salt water and minimize heat generation during the curing process. If the concrete gets too hot, it will crack from the inside out, forcing engineers to destroy the entire section. After several weeks of curing, the formwork mold is stripped away, revealing a perfect, monolithic piece of the puzzle. The manufacturing process extends far beyond the outer shell. The interior world is equally complex. Every single section houses 4 distinct passageways, 2 dedicated to cars, and 2 for a high-speed electric railway. A 5th corridor runs directly beneath them, serving as a maintenance gallery and a critical emergency escape route. Once the concrete has fully cured, the outfitting phase begins, transforming the raw structure into a highly functional piece of infrastructure. To truly grasp the scale, one must envision a 217-meter-long skyscraper, built horizontally. Every millimeter is meticulously checked, and every surface is scanned, as a single flaw could lead to catastrophic failure. The most critical component is a massive rubber gasket, specifically designed to guarantee a flawless, waterproof seal. Finally, the ends of the segment are closed off, using 2 massive, watertight steel walls, known as bulkheads. With these bulkheads securely installed, the 73,000-ton block of concrete essentially becomes a seaworthy boat. It is one of 89 finished sections, a skyscraper ready to set sail. This relentless, non-stop industrial ballet, from weaving the rebar to sealing the bulkheads, must be repeated 89 times, operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for over 3 years. While most sections are identical, 10 special segments are constructed with an additional lower level, designed to safely house the digital brain of the tunnel, well below the traffic lanes. In total, this massive factory will consume enough steel to construct 50 Eiffel Towers and enough concrete to build 60 skyscrapers. With the seabed prepared and the factory delivering its behemoths, the most dangerous part of the mega-project begins, transporting and sinking these 73,000-ton structures in the open sea. There is absolutely no room for error. The entire operation relies on a perfect weather forecast, requiring a guaranteed window of calm seas and low winds. Once confirmed, the order is given, and the first section is cleared to sail. The dry dock, that served as the factory floor, is reconnected to the ocean and flooded. Sealed and watertight, the impossible happens. The concrete leviathan floats. A fleet of highly specialized tugboats takes control, ready to guide the massive structure on its first and only voyage. Towing a piece of a superhighway across the open ocean is a bizarre and awe-inspiring sight, yet it is the most delicate and dangerous phase of the project. The operation is tracked with pinpoint satellite precision. Towing a 73,000-ton object is a monumental challenge. A sudden storm could spell catastrophe. After hours of careful maneuvering, the segment is locked into its final coordinates, ready for descent. The moment of truth arrives, with no turning back. Ballast tanks inside the tunnel walls are slowly filled with thousands of tons of seawater, weighing the structure down and allowing it to sink with perfect control to the seabed 40 meters below, its permanent resting place at the bottom of the Baltic Sea. The final approach is guided by a sophisticated combination of acoustics, robotics, and highly skilled remote operators. Touchdown. The first section is securely in its permanent home. However, one piece does not make a tunnel. The entire process must be repeated, as a second section is sunk, ready to be joined with the first. This brings up the most ingenious challenge of the project. How do you connect 2 skyscrapers at the bottom of the sea? The answer lies in brute force, controlled with surgical precision. Massive hydraulic jacks pull the newly sunk 73,000-ton block forward. As the 2 sections are drawn together, the immense force compresses the crucial GINA gasket, establishing a preliminary waterproof seal. Next, the water trapped in the small gap between the 2 steel bulkheads is completely pumped out. The crushing pressure of the sea itself then takes over, forcefully clamping the 2 sections together into a permanent, unbreakable bond. With the seal secure, the internal steel walls are removed, connecting one piece of the puzzle to the next. For the first time, 2 sections become one. This incredible process is repeated 88 more times, piece by piece, per kilometer by kilometer. While heavily automated, the operation critically relies on highly specialized saturation divers. Living in pressurized environments for 28 days at a time, these are the only humans capable of working at such extreme depths to perform the critical tasks that robots simply cannot. Finally, after years of relentless work, the very last piece of this colossal underwater jigsaw puzzle is ready. The Fehmarnbelt is officially closed, uniting 2 nations. For the first time, a single, continuous tube lies completely on the seabed. But the work is still not over. To protect the tunnel from dropped ship anchors and the harsh sea itself, the entire structure must be buried, returning the seabed to nature, with Europe's newest artery hidden safely beneath. The final major step involves pumping out millions of gallons of seawater from the entire 18-kilometer length. For the very first time, light literally appears at the end of the tunnel. Final outfitting begins, transforming the barren concrete tube into a state-of-the-art motorway and railway, complete with a sophisticated digital brain that will monitor every inch of the tunnel, 24 hours a day. After more than a decade of groundbreaking construction, the heaviest, most complex, and most expensive immersed tunnel ever built is fully complete. In a ceremony celebrating a decade of engineering triumph, the Fehmarnbelt fixed link is finally opened. A journey that once took a 45-minute ferry ride now takes just 10 minutes by car, and a stunning 7 minutes by high-speed train, setting a new benchmark for the mega-projects that unite our modern world. If you are passionate about the absolute limits of human engineering, hit the subscribe button and follow Titan Works to discover the most massive mega-projects on the planet. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next explosive videos.